trying to hike it up the stairs because it didn't fit in the lift by about this much. That shows how movable it is. And the reason that it's not focused on anything in particular is the moving wall of change more broadly is that anyone in the Students' Union, any of the students as well, if they want, can come in and advertise anything on there revolving around change, really. This is the first time that we've used it this week, and I'll tell you how it's fitting into our plans a bit. But this one's mainly about academic representation. It can be at all levels, giving the feedback. Giving back feedback? Yes. And we've done it on levels from what the student officers have done for students, what academic representatives have done, what JCRs have done, what our sports clubs have done, what our volunteering have done. And this week's bringing a lot of that together. So it's our volunteer week at the moment, it's National Money Week at the moment, and it's Go Green Week at the moment, all in the Students' Union. So it's a very, very busy week. And this can tie in to all of them, but most importantly, volunteer week, because I think academic representatives often get forgotten that it's also a volunteering position. They're giving up their time to be an academic representative. And academic representation is becoming bigger in the university. It's becoming a bigger part of it, and it's at all levels now. But yet there's still a problem. There's a cog somewhere that's not quite fitting, in that not all students engage with academic representation. We have an excellent bunch of representatives, and we have an excellent bunch of students who feed into it, but that isn't everyone. And one main way that I think that we can get everyone engaged in the process is by feeding back to them the change that can come about engaging in the processes. And that's really where this main idea came from, in that if students aren't broadly aware of what their representatives can bring about for them and what the excellent change is being done, then they feel disengaged. They have no reason to engage with the process more. So if we tell them what change is being brought about, then they can feed into the process more. If they tell the academic representatives what's wrong and they see the change that's done from them going to their academic representatives, then it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's just that nice cycle that we like to talk about. So this is just a few of the examples. We asked all of our course representatives and our faculty representatives of some examples of what's been going on. We've also worked quite closely with the library, because this is a formula that can be put to anything. If students aren't aware of change that's happening, then they're not going to keep going with the cycle. If they're not aware that change is happening, they're going to keep complaining about things, and they will. Well, I was talking to Julia about the library, and that if they weren't aware of the £600,000 that had just been put into the library and how that money is being spent to benefit them on a personal level, not it's going to be put into resources in the library, which is great to know, but we've got examples here. Systems engineering, if they didn't know that they now have 25% extra books of their material, of their core material, then they believe that they still have reason to have issues with the resources, because they're not aware that change is coming about from what they've been saying. So we've also got some of the library examples, because they've been working with the academic representatives. They've said, okay, we have this pot of money, you can benefit from that, take that to the students. What would the students like from this? They found out that it's, in this case, more textbooks. In another case, it was online resources and journals that was fed back to the library. They acted on that. If it stopped there, students aren't aware that what they said, their gripe, was ever acted on. By telling them, you now have those extra copies of those textbooks, they're aware of that idea that they planted, their input has been acted on, and they feel empowered to then give input the next time, and it just allows that cycle to keep going. So this is going to be up in the Students' Union for the rest of the week, and we're going to be doing sort of ad hoc projects on it. As I said, moving wall of change can be applied to anything really.